Okay, so what we do is we choose easy values for x. We've talked about this, haven't we? Choose easy values for x. No, that would be confusing with the grade 10s. 0, 1, 2, or 0, 1, 2, 3, something like that. Then you want to find some y values. Okay, other easy numbers are the -1, 0, and 1, but you got to substitute in, and I'm going to look for that. If you show no work, you get no marks. So y equals 2 times 0 minus 5, because x equals 0 is substituted in. 0 minus 5, which is -5. Okay. Then you change it. Y equals 2 times 1 minus 5. Y equals 2 minus 5. Y equals -3. Okay. And then you can do the same thing. Y equals 2 times 2 minus 5. 4 minus 5. Y equals -1. All right. You should always do substitution. Don't trust the pattern in case you did something wrong. So your substitution will have to be checked. Now, if there isn't a pattern, then yeah, you should check your work because you probably did something wrong. So we can graph that now quite easily. For our math graphs, plot your points, please. 0, -5, way down here. Okay. 1, -3, down here. And 2, -1, right there. So what we want to do is make a long line. We don't want to make a small line because a small line isn't really telling us too much. You touch one corner of the grid and make a line through your points and touch the other side of the grid. That shows that the line's going forever and ever. Okay. These lines continue. There's nothing stopping them. They go up to an infinity, and they go down to -infinity. Okay. Grade 10, we talk about the domain and the range. Okay. Now, if you do make a short line, you should put arrowheads on it. So if you're a short line person, then you'd use arrowheads. The problem with that is you're not going to see all your answers. Right? You're not going to see all your answers for grade 10. So make a long line. Don't make a short line. Any questions? Good. Now we can also use the equation or the line to find other points. Right? So x is 8. We can interpolate or extrapolate. So we have the value of 8 for x, which is right here. We can draw a straight line up to our graphed line. And approximately what is our y value at that point? It's approximately 10.8. Okay. Now, depending on how accurate a graph is, that might be 11. Okay. If I was wanting the exact number, I'd probably give you the line rather than make you graph it. We're approximately 10.8. Not quite at 11. Now we want to do the other direction. So now y is -4. What is x? So -4, go over to your line and up. And x is approximately 0.5. Okay. So you're just interpolating, extrapolating. Which one's inter and which one's extra? What's B? B is extra. And what is C? Inter, because it's in between the points. Okay. So this would be an example of extrapolating. This is an example of interpolating. Okay, it's from yesterday's notes. Any questions? Okay, next. Write the equation that the following XY chart came from. So what are you going to have to draw onto your table? What are you going to have to make? You have to make 2 more columns, folks. You have to make a rate of change column. That sucks. And a constant column. It's broken. Watch my cable. Okay. Okay, go ahead. Find the rate of change. Find your constant. Go. This goes up by 3, 3, 3, 2, 2, and 2. 3 over 2. Okay, so your rate of change, you're going to multiply it by the x. So here it's going to be 3 over 2 times 2. It's like 6 divided by 2. So 3. 3 over 2 times 4. That's like 12 divided by 2. See how you multiply by the top numbers? 12 divided by 2 is 6. Now, it's better if you know how to cancel, because that's what you do in grade 10. I mean, anyone can multiply a fraction. You just multiply the top numbers together. 12. And then divide by 2 for this one. Okay, how do we turn 3 into -1? How do we turn 6 into 2?
-4.
-4 each time. So subtract 4. Subtract 4. And we should get our output. We should get our y value. Okay. So our equation is the columns. Y equals 3 over 2 times x minus 4. Okay. So for example 2, we can get an equation. Now example 3, I give you a line and you have to make the equation. So I'll give you a hint. Make an XY chart. For example 3, make an XY chart. Go ahead, list the points. What's the value of all these points? Here we have 2, 3. Here we have 4, 4. Here we have 6, 5. And here we have 8, 6. So go ahead and list them. 2, 3, 4, 4, 6, 5, 8, 6. And now you can do what you just finished doing. Do your rate of change, do your constant. Go ahead and make up your equation. Rate of change, going up by 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2. So rate of change is 1/2 times x. Right, rate of change is 1/2. So this would be 1/2 of 2, which is 1. Okay, then 1/2 of 4, which is 2. 1/2 of 6. 1/2 of 8. And so your constant you'll add plus 2. So plus 2 is 3, plus 2 is 4, plus 2 is 5, plus 2 is 6. So your equation, this column is the y, rate of change is 1/2 times x, and your constant is plus 2. So you're just looking at the top of the columns. So now you've done all types of making equations. You've done them from a pattern to a chart. You've done them from a chart by itself. You've gone from a line to a chart to an equation. Okay, that's all I can ask. Muti? Sorry? in here. He's good. Yeah, these are the values of y, but how do they find them? They found them using the equation. So there's two things. Yeah. So you can use the equation to find other points exactly, right? So, you know, it's kind of like y is a value. You know, like, why does Sean have his music in his ear? Because he wants to stay after school is the answer. Because he needs some babysitting. Okay. Next example, turn it over. So here we have another line. You need to determine the equation of this line. Okay. So make an x and a y chart, just like we've just finished doing. Okay, make an x and a y chart. Then find your rate of change and your constant. The chart's just a guideline to figure out the columns and what goes in there. This is a special one, isn't it? So y equals negative 7 over 2 times x plus 0. Does plus 0 change anything? Nope, so we don't want to write that. Okay. We call this one direct variation because x and y directly affect each other. So this is another example of a weird one. Yeah, Ethan?
What if the rate of change we did negative 3.5?
You don't want decimals for that because 7 over 2 tells me to count up, like in grade 10, count up 7 over 2. Whereas 3.5 doesn't tell me that. You have to convert it and stuff and slower. Okay. So fractions are what you want to work with. Way, way, way easier. Okay. So that's some more practice making equations. Now we have what we call special lines. These are some weird ones. We have a very special equation, y equals 4. So make an xy chart. Choose some easy numbers for x. 0, 1, 2. Now look at your equation and tell me, what does y equal when x is 0? Look at your equation. Read it to me. Kevin? Read it to me. What does y equal? That's right. Okay, so now we're changing x to 1. Please read me the equation, Noel. Yep, so what's the equation? Here's the equation. Please read it to me. Good, so now you have a value. Okay, next one. X is 2. What does y equal? 4. Graph those points, please. Graph those points. 0, 4, 1, 4, 2, 4. Where could this line be? Connect the points. There you go. Okay. There's your line. And we should label it y equals 4. Kind of different, isn't it? What does y always equal? Y always is 4. And you get a horizontal line. Okay. Well, now let's go to the next one. That's a little bit different. Next one, x equals 3. Can anyone imagine what that would be? Yeah, it's only going to be it's going to be the opposite of horizontal. It's going to be vertical. But let's make an XY chart. We know x is 3, 3, and 3. So let's choose some easy values for y. Christina, what are some easy y values? Pick some numbers, anything. Perfect. Plot those points so you can see what the line looks like. And there's the line x equals 3. So for x equals 3, we get a vertical line at x equals 3. So these are some that you have to memorize. You don't really have to do an XY chart. That's just to do that if you're stuck. But have it memorized. Okay. Turn it over. Graph. Go ahead, do graph y equals -5, x equals 5. Graph those real quick. Turn it over if you're unsure. So y equals -5 is happening all the way down here at the bottom. All those points have a y equals -5 value. And so that's going to be your line. Okay. Y equals -5. What about x equals +5? Graph that. There you go. X equals +5. Pretty easy. Now I can't make it that easy. I mean, that's just like ridiculous. So now find what x equals, graph it. Find what y equals, graph it. Go. Here we get 2x equals 3. That's going to be here. Okay, so we're going to get a straight line with a ruler, just like I'm doing. At x equals 3. Over here, we're dividing by -3. And so we're at y equals 6. And so you're going to get a nice line all the way across the top with a ruler, just like I finished doing. Okay? Any questions? So now we're going to reverse it. Let's see if you really know what you're doing. Here's some lines. We will say this is line A. This here is line B. This is line C. And this last one is line D. Now you make the equations. Go. Equation for line A. I'm going to ask Nicole. Okay, that totally works. Well, for line 8, it's when it goes across. Yeah, it's not x though. Yeah, 2y equals 14. So what you're trying to say is y equals 7. Perfect. Awesome job on that. Okay, line B. Sean.
X equals 3.
Good. Line C. Ruby. Good. D. Dion. Good. Any questions? Okay. Last couple things here. Verify. So does the graph match the equation? So what we want to do is verify the points. Please tell me the values of the x and the y on those points. So find the x and y values for the bottom point and the top point. You must check 2 points. Okay, so first of all, tell me what they are. So this is going to be 0, 2, and this point here is 10, 9. So we must verify the points. Verify means check. So we start with the point 0, 2 on the left side, and on the right side we will do 10, 9. We got to check 2 points. So the equation is y equals 7 over 10 times x. Notice how I'm writing x high? I'm doing that to help you. So I'd suggest you do that as well. So then we get our great wall of check, and we get 2 equals 7 over 10 times 0 plus 2. So we get 0 plus 2, 2 equals 2. It works for that one. Now check the other point. Start with the equation. Substitute in. Go. So, when we check left side equals right side for both points, that equation belongs to that line, or that line belongs to that equation. Okay. If we got something incorrect, like 12 equals 8, 12 doesn't equal 8. So that means that point is not part of the equation. Okay. Any questions? Last one. Does the graph match the equation? Now you don't have to check all 4. I recommend you check this point and even this point. Any of them. Just check 2 points, please. Okay, so 3's cancel. We're left with 2 minus 2, 0 equals 0. Good. This one cancels to 4. We're left with 8 minus 2, 6 equals 6. Yep, it works. Okay, all those points work. All you gotta do is check 2 of them because they're all on the same line. Any questions? Yep, me too. Equation of the lines. Okay. So what you want to do then, please find those 3 points. Go ahead. Everyone do that, please. Find the values of those 3 points. When you get a special line like this, straight up, straight down, find those 3 points. Go ahead. This one is -1, 7. This middle one is 0, 7. And this last one is 1, 7. I said negatives. So which one's not changing? Because I asked. What's its value? It's a joke. 7. Y equals 7, ET. It's something that you're going to have to memorize. Okay, which one belongs to which. Now, if you're stuck on a test or quiz, come up with 3 points, and you're going to see one value doesn't change. And if it's the x, then it's x equals. If it's the y, then it's y equals. Okay, so that can help you out a bit. Any other questions? Once, twice sold.